On January 3rd, 2026, the world didn't just witness a military operation. It witnessed the possible end of the international legal order as we know it. While you were sleeping, the Operation Absolute resolved saw US Special Forces descend on Caracas. They didn't just target a building, they seized a sitting head of the state, the Nicolás Maduro, and flew him a federal detention center in New York. The White House calls it justice. Caracas calls it kidnapping. But at the United Nations in the New York, just blocks away from where the Maduro is being held, the question is much more terrifying. If the UN Charter couldn't stop this, does the UN Charter even exist anymore? In this special episode, we are going to dissect the legality of this raid, the narco-terrorism justification, and why a 19th century legal loophole called the Ker-Frisbie Doctrine might be the only thing keeping this case in the US court. Welcome to Global Dialogues with Abhinav. Let's look into the Bible of international relations. The UN Charter, the Article 2 Clause 4 is the most important sentence written in 20th century. It says, all members shall refrain from the threat or a use of a force against the territorial integrity or a political independence of any state. It is a total prohibition. There are only two keys to unlock the use of a force box: a Security Council mandate or a self-defense. Was there a mandate? No. Russia and China would have been vetoed it in seconds. So the US moved unilaterally. This is what legal scholars call a prima facie violation. By entering Caracas without permission, the US didn't just break Venezuelan law. They broke the jus cogens, the highest tier of international law. The US justifies the absolute resolve under Article 51, the right to self-defense. Their argument is radical. They claim that the cartel de los Sols, allegedly led by Maduro, is a foreign terrorist organization that has killed more Americans through fentanyl and the cocaine than any foreign army. They are calling drug trafficking an armed attack. But here is the legal catch. Under the Nicaragua versus USA, precedent at ICJ, International Court of Justice, the court ruled that providing support to rebels or criminal activity does not constitute an armed attack, justifying a full-scale invasion. If the world accepts that the crime equals a war, then any country can invade another to arrest a suspect. Imagine if India invaded another country to seize a financial fraudster without a treaty. The world would collapse into chaos. We have seen this movie before. In 1989, the US invaded the Panama to seize the General Manuel Norte. The UN General Assembly condemned it as a flagrant violation of international law. But the US ignored the UN, tried Norgia, and he died in prison. In 1989, the US was the sole superpower. In 2026, the world is multipolar. Today, BRICS nations, the global south, are watching. They see a rule-based order where the rules only apply to the weak while the strong do what they will. This is the Maduro Doctrine on steroids. Now, Maduro is in New York. His lawyers will argue he was kidnapped, but the US prosecutor will smile and point out to the Ker-Frisbie Doctrine. This domestic US rule says that even if the government kidnaps you, the court still has the power to try you. It's the ultimate gotcha of the US legal system. But wait, the Maduro is ahead of the state. Under the International Court of Justice arrest warrant case on 2002, sitting leaders have absolute immunity. The US is bypassing this by de-recognizing them as a president. This creates a legal black hole where the leaders' statues depend on entirely whether a Washington likes them or not. If the UN cannot protect the sovereignty of its members, then we are moving from the world of laws to the world of grudges. If the absolute resolve becomes the standard, then no border is safe and no leader is secure. Subscribe for more deep dives. Let me know in the comments. Is this justice or is this the end of the global peace? Please do comment in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching.